Everybody can see. If you can give me thumbs up or hands up on the screen. Everybody see? Cool. Great. Okay then, so we're gonna start with the little presentation. We're gonna have few times the breakout room in the meantime, so you're also gonna have the chance to debrief and share some reflections on the goal. Okay, so today the main goal is to start creating content for your social media, right? And do it even if you don't have a team, even if you don't have a lot of experience, even if you don't really have a lot of money to invest in this, right? You don't want to have extra costs in some automations, and you don't have a lot of time to hustle and figure out everything by yourself, right? This session is going to give you the answer for that, okay? And it's basically designed for people who are sort of starting the content creation, they're either entrepreneurs or content creators, course creators, who are looking for these three specific things: guidelines to create social media content that will promote their program, either the program that you have already or the program that you're planning to do. So you don't really need to have the ready one, okay? Now, we're going to talk about how to get the ideas for the content for your specific niche and for your specific ideal client. And then I'm going to show you some tips and tricks from the mentors, how to maximize the results from your posts, right? And multiply your content to save some time. Sounds good? I hope that everybody in the room is interested in that. If not, then go and enjoy your day today, because this is what we're going to be doing. And those will be the people that we will be learning from through me, obviously, because then they were a little bit busy today, so they're not going to come. But I will share whatever they shared with me. Okay. We're going to talk, we're going to share some stuff from Russell, from Rachel, from Peng Jun, and from Jenna Kucher, and from a few other mentors like that also influenced this session. Okay, so let's just move on to the main objective. We're all getting a content MIT degree. Okay, MIT stands for Massachusetts Institution of Technology. No, I'm kidding. Actually, it stands for Map, Ideas, and Tips. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. I will give you a map. This is the part from Rachel. I'll give you the process, the format, how you can create the ideas for the content quickly, and then the tips for multiplying and converting your content to different mediums. Okay, that's the goal. And if you stay until the end, or will watch this throughout the next 48 hours, you're also going to get the MIT toolbox. All right, so this is going to be these three things that I prepared for you guys. You're going to have the content map template. You're going to have the framework. It's like a additional little session where I'm showing you how you're researching your content ideas, and you can pretty much just copy that. And then finally, a list of tools or useful applications that will help you with multiplying your content. Okay, so those will be the three bonuses at the end of the session. And we will start with basically the biggest question, I think, which is, why do we need to be content creators? And why do we need to communicate effectively online, right? So this is a quote from Gary Vaynerchuk. I was lucky to hear from him during the Unstoppable Summit. And he said, your ability to communicate on social media is the one skill you need to master in any kind of business today. Okay? Any, not even, if you don't even run an online business, you still have to do that today. Okay? And now we need to answer the question, why is that? Right? Why is that so important that we're actually good at this, right? Good at creating this content and communicating effectively. So Russell says that there are three different types of mediums how we can create content and communicate online, right? Which you all know. Right? We can either communicate through a written word, or from a spoken word, or through like combination of everything, videos, right? And now there are ways how you can communicate with people online in general. Not just, I'm not talking about social media, but you can have your websites, you can have your blogs, you can have your vlogs, you can have your podcasts, you can have like your email lists or whatever other places where you can communicate. But all those places are sort of like your island, right? So it's not really a place where people will come. That's just like you create some information, you create some message, and it's sitting there, but there's nobody there, right? Just you. So then Russell says, in order to actually get some audience and have people who will listen to that thing online, right? You have to go out there and find these people. And in the real life, you would go out and just start to talk to your neighbors, start to talk to other people around you in your city, in your province, in your country or whatever. But in the new world, you will go and do it in social media. So now you have to prepare another kind of content, not content that is inside your house, right? But the content that will sort of allow people to know that you exist, your content is here, and they should come and listen, right? And that content is going to be created in the social media world. This is where people are, right? So Jenna says that you go to social media and you create the content because that is how you're going to build the relationship with the people, right? They will start liking you and basically learn that you exist and take you and then come with you to your house or to this island that you wanted to create, where your big message is, right? Your purpose. So now Jenna says that there are 4 big E's that allows you to do that, to build that relationship, right? The first E is the emotional connection with people, right? You have to connect emotionally with them through our stories. We share the stories that resonate with the people, and then it builds the emotions, right? The emotional connection, and they want to hear from us more, right? We can also educate them on something, right? Especially if we're going throughout the same journey, right? We are sort of communicating with people with this avatar from the past. So that means that they're on the same journey that us, right? And we can tell them what we solved on the way, what were the problems on the way, and educate them how they can do it faster, right? But it's not going to be sort of like, you know, any courses. It's literally the same thing like you would share with somebody that you meet on the street or in the shop or in the school when you're walking your kids to school, and then you're talking with another parent about how you solve the sandwich problem, right? Something like that. So these kind of education on social media, those are just the quick fixes, right? It's a short type of education. You know, you don't go deep here. Now, obviously, people like other people who make them smile, right? So if you can try, you can bring some entertainment, right? You can make people smile, then you have 50% of success, right? Because people like other people who make them happy, right? So we produce the content that do that. And then finally, the last thing is we always try to avoid the mistakes or avoid the problems that we've encountered in the past, right? So we can unite against the common enemy or the common problem, right? That all these people will have, and talk about that, like warn them, okay? So in other words, we're going to be sharing stories, right? We're going to be sharing some problems and solutions. We're going to be sharing the things that we love, right? And that makes us happy. And we're going to share the things that we hate. Okay? So now, Russell says that when you're creating this content on social media, right, you have to see the bigger picture. Like zoom out for a second, just to see, okay, what's the point over here? Okay, I'm building these relationships, like Jenna said, and people start to know, like, and trust me and all that. But what's the point, right? Okay, even if I have somebody who knows me, who likes me, and who trusts me, what's the point, right? You still have to have a purpose in doing all these things, because otherwise it's just like hanging out and doing nothing, right? Other than having fun if you're talking with people that you like, right? So Russell says, okay, so the point is for them to come to my thing, right? To come to my island that I was showing you over here, right? This first thing, when you're creating your big content, right? Your message, this is your island. Nobody knows that you're there, and that you have something fun. Whereas on social media, you're there just to show people I exist. I have this super cool thing. Come and get it, right? Or come and hear it. So Russell says that on social media, we're not really talking to people about how we do things and not answering a lot to how questions. On social media, we want to more answer why questions, right? Because if you're going to tell people why they should, or why they should hear you, why they should go there, why they should do this, in a sense of what's the benefit for them, right? How is it going to benefit them if they do it? Then they will come to your program when you will start answering the how question, how to do it, right? So that program is on the other side of the bridge, right? Now the thing is, it doesn't work like this in the real life. When you tell person, okay, come, I have something cool, it will give you this and that, come and get it. Even if it's something that they sort of want, they will still not follow you. And that's because people have limiting beliefs, right? People have mental blocks that stops them from making a decision to take action, right? And according to Russell, there are pretty much just three things that stops them, right? Three limiting beliefs. One is the limiting beliefs is this working, right? That's sort of like the big thing, is whatever you're sharing, the limiting belief is that they don't believe that that's going to work. So the first thing that we need to show is prove them that it's working. Tony Robbins says you have to believe that the treasure is out there, right? That's the biggest belief. The treasure is out there. If I know it's there, I will want to take action, right? But if I don't believe that the treasure is there, there will be no action, right? So now that we have, Russell is calling it the vehicle, right? Now the second thing is there are going to be the internal blocks, right? So let's say you already convinced somebody that the treasure is there, but then the people will say, but I don't know if I can find it, right? I think that I know that this there, I know it exists, this treasure. I know you can earn money online. I know you can create courses and be happy and don't have a boss and on all these things. I know all these things, but I think I can't do it because my situation is different, right? That's basically what we think, all of us. Not in every single area of our life, but in the areas that we're trying to like exceed, right? Or move forward. So then the second type of these stories that you will be sharing on social media are these stories like, I can prove to you that you can find the treasure. You can. In your situation, Ali, in your situation, Athena, in your situation, Linda, you can do this. It's working, right? So if I prove to you that with your context of your life, you can find the treasure, then there will be only one last mental block that we have to break. And that last block are the external pressure, these external beliefs, right? That's pressure from the outside. Okay, so every single thing that we do in life, also Russell says that it's all about status. We need to figure out if it's going to increase our status or decrease our status. If it will increase the status, then we are willing to do it, right? Now the status is obviously something that is seen by other people. It's how other people see us, right? So these are all kind of stuff that are related with like what my family will say, or will people think that I'm crazy because I'm, let's say, instead of following my regular career, I'm trying to do this, or will they think that I'm crazy because I'm trying to fast, for instance, right? Like, what are you saying? You should eat three meals a day and blah, 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 right? So it's not only about money, but whatever the beliefs are, right? So I'm going to have to sort of convince them that at the end of the day, it will be worth it, right? It will be worth it. The result that they're going to get will be worth it. and nobody will think that they're crazy, and their status will actually increase, right? So 3 things from Tony Robbins, who says treasure is out there, you can find it, it will be worth it, right? Treasure is out there, you can find it, it will be worth it. And Russell is pretty much just putting it in the context of stories. So these are the different kind of stories we'll be telling people in order to break these 3 beliefs, right? The 3 belief patterns. That's it. That's the thing that we do on social media, right? So now, before we go and discuss about the how and go into nitty-gritty stuff, I wanted to show you this study by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, okay? And this is really, really cool, because they studied a big group of university students in California, LA, and it turns out that they sort of gave these students different messages, right? And one study that I really enjoyed watching is that there were a group of students who didn't know the person that was presenting, right? It was like a college professor who was presenting something, and the students were just watching the video without the voice, just the video, right? And then the other group of students knew the person, right? They knew the person, the professor, because they have a whole semester of class with the professor, and they asked this professor, these 2 groups of students, what they think about the presentation that the person gave, right? One group and the other group were actually able to answer almost the same thing, even though they were not able to hear what the person was saying, just by watching the video without the voice, right? So they did a whole bunch of different experiments like this, which gave them these results, guys. And at the end of the day, when it comes to effective communication, what we're saying is just 7% of what people understand, of the meaning, right? Our words are not really what making people believe you or not, right? But if you combine the words with your facial expression and tone of your voice, then you have 38% of increase of the effectiveness of your communication, right? And then finally, if you actually combine it with the body language alone is 50%, 55% of what conveys the meaning, right? So just like these students during this experiment, they couldn't hear what the guy was saying, so they couldn't hear his voice, they couldn't hear his words. The only thing they were seeing is his body movements, his body language, right? And then probably some words on some meaning around him, right? What he was showing. And they were able to tell about this person almost the same thing that the people who knew the guy for half a year, right? So now think about it for a moment. What does it tell us about online communication on social media, right? And this is sort of where I want you to go with the first breakout room. But before you go, I actually show you the research that Peng Joon did, right? So this guy, some of you might know him, is one of the leading affiliates for ClickFunnels, but he also has his own very, very big marketing company in Singapore. And together with his whole team, they actually did a research. They have a lot of clients, right? And they go out there and ask all these clients what happened when they swapped their content to a video content. And this is what happened. 87% of social media marketers noticed huge increase of interaction by swapping to video content. Huge, 87%. This guy runs one of the biggest marketing media company in Singapore, right? He has a lot of research area where he can ask these people, right? So this is huge information for us guys, right? It is working. The videos are working, right? And why? Well, I'm guessing because of this this guy over here who proved to us that it's all about what conveys the meaning, right? Even the best content is not going to be consumed if people don't see you, right? So we need videos. We need videos to break those belief patterns that you see over here. You need videos, right? So now the first assignment will be that we're going to go into the breakout rooms and you can have a quick chat with the partner. Why do you create content on social media, and what is your main message or goal for it? Okay,